Hi friends. I don't know if you can hear me because I have my headset in, but I'm at the creek and I was just doing some writing and had a kind of an aha that I wanted to share with you, but I'm not ready to sit up and do that yet. You probably can't see me, but that light is pretty cool. I was sitting here writing, and I was writing about how we close our hearts. Something I haven't talked a lot about in my writing, in my videos, even on social media, all the places that I share with you, is my experience in relationships over the last several years, especially the last few years. The truth is, I've chosen some pretty challenging relationships, and I've had some pretty challenging, toxic, traumatic experiences inside those relationships. I'm not going to act like they were totally horrible, because truth be told, there was good in all of my relationships, and of course I learned a lot from them. In the last several months, however, I've been untangling a lot of the stuff that I've picked up from those relationships. So the beliefs, the fears, working through the traumas, just doing a lot of healing and a lot of clearing and a lot of processing. Today, what I really realized is that I've closed my heart. And I am somebody who loves, and I love fully and deeply. I love everybody almost immediately. I just love the crap out of people. It's just who I am, and my heart, it wants to be open, and it wants to love, and it wants to do that freely and without any blocks. But because of what I've gone through for the last few years, I've closed my heart. When I was writing, what I really realized was that we don't need to protect our hearts. I know it feels that way, whether we've gone through heartbreak or trauma or loss or grief or any other heartbreaking, gut-wrenching experience. It feels safer to close our heart, to wall it off, to be a little more discerning, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when we do it to the point that we're closed and that we're unwilling to risk our heart again, that's actually not very healthy, and that's not how we're built. Our heart is a muscle. And just like any other muscle in the body, it gets stronger when it's broken down. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it's painless. It doesn't mean that it doesn't knock us on our asses for a little while, even for a long time. But it doesn't need our protection. I know it's scary. Believe me, I know it's scary to open up your heart again after you've closed it and after you've been through some really challenging experiences. But when we do that, when we close our heart, when we wall it off, when we're more cautious, we're actually interfering in a way that is unnecessary. Our hearts grow through each and every experience. They grow stronger, they get wiser, they get more discerning on their own. And our ability and capacity to love actually gets greater. It gets wider and deeper. Our hearts don't actually need us to protect them. We actually need them exactly as they are. And so let them hurt when they hurt. Let them be sad when they're sad. But give your heart the space to grow wiser and stronger by not shutting it off, by not closing it down. I'm saying this for both of us. Stop being afraid. There's a couple of quotes I love related to the heart. One is by Cheryl Strayed, which is "Be brave enough to break your own heart." The other one, I forget who says it, so I will put their name somewhere on the screen. But it's in the same vein of we're made to risk our hearts. Our hearts are made to be risked. They're built and designed to love. We are loving creatures. We are wired for love. Love is at the core of everything. Love is the most healing, most important, most nourishing, most expansive energy that we have. And to shut it down because we're afraid of the way that it can also hurt is a disservice to ourselves and to everyone around us, and quite frankly to the work that we want to do in the world. So my message for both of us today is open your heart. Stop being afraid. Stop trying to protect what doesn't need protecting. I know how much it can hurt to have your heart broken, to lose someone or something that you love, to be rejected, to be hurt in really horrible ways, to be treated poorly, to have your heart stomped on, to be taken for granted. I know all of that. So I also know that it's simple but very challenging advice, and I'm right there with any of you who are struggling as well with just open your heart again. It doesn't need protecting. It actually gets wiser and stronger every time it breaks. Every time it's cracked open. And you don't need to do anything but feel that. The question I'll leave you with today is, Where or with who and in what relationships or experiences have you closed your heart? And maybe you have really good, valid reasons why you've done that. Maybe you've been through some really awful things. I know I have in my life. But ask yourself if that's really serving you, if that's really what you want. I absolutely know that it can feel like what you want and what's right for you. And for a little while, maybe your heart needs a rest and it needs a break and it needs some space. But where are you interfering with the natural healing process that the heart is capable of going through? How are you actually keeping your heart from growing and getting stronger? And where are you not trusting it to have learned and become wiser? The heart doesn't need our protection. We need our hearts and we need them open, and the world needs our heart open. So for both of us, let's all open our hearts, share all the love we have to give, be willing to risk getting them broken again, getting them hurt. I know that I have gotten stronger. I can see that and I can feel that I am smarter, I am wiser, I am more discerning in ways that are important. And I am more capable of loving more fully, more deeply, more completely than I was before everything that I went through. Trust your heart. That's what I have for you today. I will catch you again in another video soon.